exciting one many people have been waiting for. Iron Biby is coming to World's Strongest Man.
It's finally happening, Lozzie. Can you believe this?
I have to be honest, I'm going to say this at the start. I can't get too excited until...
He's at the start line.
He's at the start line and that first event starts.
Yeah, I do feel the same.
I want to see Iron Biby at World's Strongest Man. I've been wanting to see it for a while. Now, there's lots that we can go into in terms of should he be there based on event performances, because the reality is he's not competed in a strongman show since 2021.
Yes, but to be fair, that would have automatically qualified him because he was top 3 at a giant side for 2022.
Indeed.
He couldn't go last year.
You know, he's gone on and broken the log lift record and the axle record as individual lifts in competition. So we all know how strong this man is. You know, I don't need to be convinced that Iron Biby's strong.
No.
What I want to see is Iron Biby competing. I think you said to me he's done like 11 comps in total.
9.
So only 9 comps in total.
Since 2016. We first met him in 2016 at the Ultimate Strongman competition.
We did.
And he's still only 30 years old. He was
backflipping then. I think he can still do backflips now at 400 pound plus. He's genuinely an incredible human being. A lovely guy to be around. Yes. Very, very friendly to all the fans. Very friendly to people backstage.
I don't think he still weighs about 400 though. He's lost weight.
He's lost weight and he's over 400 pounds.
Oh, really?
Yes,
okay.
I'm promising you. 400 pounds is like 180 odd kilos.
Oh, yeah, maybe then.
He's still over.
Yeah, he's still a big lad.
But he's just a phenomenal, like, freak of nature in the nicest possible way. There's very few men that you look at like you look at Iron Biby.
You can't compare Iron Biby to anyone else either. I just can't think of anyone that he reminds me of. Yeah.
Now, we are excited to see him. The reality is a lot of these events we don't have a huge amount of information on.
No.
And, you know, the events that I know Iron Biby's good at, he's amazing at max dumbbell, max log, max axle. We know how good he is in terms of static strength in the shoulder.
Yeah.
He's very, very good at things like the yoke and farmer's walks. He's very good at those kind of moving for speed type events, where it's kind of like I was, yokes, farmers, frames, etc., when you're getting them done quickly. His grip is phenomenal. Huge grip, very, very good leg strength. He's not so good at things like stones. Now, he has, like you say, lost some weight and been focusing on bringing a good all-round package. So I'm very excited to see what Iron Biby will do. I just think he's a nightmare to fit into a group.
He is.
In terms of where
do
you put him.
Biby?
If you think that last full show he did, he placed 3rd and he didn't even bother doing the stones.
That was 4 events and he was on a podium. But you're getting way carried away because first we need our facts and stats about Iron Biby.
Rein myself in. Yes. You can see the excitement is there to see Iron Biby at World's Strongest Man.
So as we said, this will be the first time we've seen Biby compete since the Strongman Classic in July 2021. And there he placed 3rd without finishing the competition as he had to withdraw with an injury before the Atlas Stones. And also, as we said, we only actually have record of Biby competing in a total of 9 strongman competitions since his first international, which was the Ultimate Strongman Junior World Championships in 2016. Biby is currently the world record holder in the log lift and axle and will be the first strongman to represent the country of Burkina Faso in the World's Strongest Man.
Before we go on as well, we should point out his real name is Chek Sunu.
Yeah.
Everyone just calls him Iron Biby.
Yeah.
And I think it's like Strong Baby.
Oh, is it? That's great.
I think it is just kind of stuck, and you can see why.
Yeah. Now, can you believe Iron Biby has never done a loading race, which is going to be the first event in the heats this year?
So this is it. This will be Iron Biby lining up for World's Strongest Man, for his first ever World's Strongest Man, doing an event he's never done before now. He will have been training these type of events. He just recently came over to stay with Darren Sadler for a few weeks before going out to World's Strongest Man. We know Darren has the setup at Giants Live, so he'll have been training it.
Yeah.
He's more than strong enough to handle any object they put in front of him. Just depends on conditioning and fitness. He's actually got long arms, even though it doesn't look it because he's so big. They are actually longer than some athletes would imagine. So his wingspan is not actually too bad. And I think he's got the ability to be good. We just haven't seen it proven yet.
Yeah. Now, historically, deadlift was actually a weakness for Biby, but the last time we saw him do it at the Strongman Classic, he got 5 reps on those tough axles, the big wheels,
Yeah.
and he was third place behind Alexei and Adam Bishop.
Yeah, his deadlift has certainly improved a lot, and we've kind of mentioned there's going to be athletes like a Kiliashkovsky who we think was good enough to pick up a few points on deadlift. So Iron Biby is definitely capable of mid to higher table on a deadlift. There may be one or two guys that will be better in his group at deadlift, but I don't think there'll be that many.
No, I think he can score decently here. Now the log ladder will be so interesting because we know he is more than strong enough to put these weights up, but he cleans a log very, very slowly, doesn't he?
I think he would rather it was a log for max.
Yes, of course he would.
Without question.
Yeah.
Now, I 100% believe he's strong enough to do every single one of these. I have said that before about athletes and they fail to go through and do all of them. Even being strong, like close to world record holders, or in this case, the world record holder. That being said, I think this has to be an event in his head, at least. He thinks he can pick up maximum points on.
Yeah.
He has to go in with that confidence that I am the world record holder in this event. I'm going to do what it takes to get maximum points. And I believe he needs maximum points on this one because the other events aren't necessarily bankers. However, we've seen technical efficiency is very important on an event like a deadlift ladder. We said Adam Bishop, who's just been methodical in terms of the way he kind of put straps on and kind of got through quickly at the Brits. We saw Pavlo Kordiaka at Europe's Strongest Man. Just, you could see there was tactics. You know, there's things that the thought process that these athletes go through and the planning and the tactical application all pays off. You can't sometimes just go in and think, I'm just going to be strong enough to do this. If he is, which if anyone is strong enough to be, it would be Iron Biby. But yeah, it's going to come down to how quickly he can do it. So I believe he will do all of them.
I think so too.
It's just who in his group may potentially be quicker.
I think he'd have to be really unlucky to be paired with someone who could beat him.
I just hope he's kind of understanding that it is different to a log for max, and you do have to think tactically.
Yeah.
You know, go in with a strategy, make sure you're going to kind of stick to that strategy, and I think he gets very, very good points. The only concern from my point of view with someone like Iron Biby, who is so strong but yet still very inexperienced in terms of competition, is he makes a silly mistake, tries to one motion every single one, and if you risk that and you make a mistake, then it can throw you off. And we so often see mistakes on these type of events. But if he's thought about tactics, and hopefully someone like Darren's been in his ear giving him some good advice, I think he will smoke it.
Now, another event we've never seen him do is the Conan Circle. Like, the only sort of carrying we've seen him do is for very short distances, like the shield that they did in the yoke into shield at Worcester Dubai.
Yeah, I think he's going to hate this one.
I think so too. Yeah, everything about the way he's built.
I mean, I can try and come up with reasons why he'll be good. He's got extremely strong arms, you know, biggest arms you've ever seen on someone. He's, you know, tough, determined, but I think he's going to pick that up, and straight away breathing is going to be an issue.
Yeah.
And I think when that is the case, especially when you're not used to it, panic sets in very, very quickly. And, you know, the World's Strongest Man format is going to be interesting to see how he copes with that. But it's an event, unfortunately, I just can't see him being that good at.
No. Kettlebell throws next, and we've never seen him throw either.
No, and I think the kettlebell throw, or kettlebell throw, if I should pronounce my words properly, is probably the better option for him. I think a keg would be a bit too big to
get between his legs. Yeah, because he's
such a humongous
thick,
man.
Yeah.
I think he has the power.
Yeah,
he's got the tremendous power. It's just going to come down to technical ability again. So I think being a slightly smaller object, the kettlebell is a much better. I just haven't seen it. I don't know how well trained he is in it, and it's a bit of an unknown.
I can't wait to see it. Now, you alluded to this earlier. The Atlas Stones have never been the best event for Biby. The best result we've seen from him on an international scale was at the World Tour Finals in 2017, so we're talking a long time ago, where he placed 5th on the stones.
Yeah, and since then, you know, he's not done all that well on stones.
Middle to low.
Often doesn't finish a set of stones, which in this show will be a problem.
Yeah.
Especially in the heats. You're going to be up against someone pretty tough. And it comes down to who wants it the most, you know, depending on whether you've got an advantage or not, but it's not a huge advantage, and I don't think he's going to win his group. I think there'll be a couple of athletes that are potentially just more prepared for World's Strongest Man, maybe technically a little bit better than Iron Biby, which will make a difference on these type of events. But he is a threat, and
he could definitely make a stone up.
I think the hard thing with someone like Iron Biby is where, I mentioned this earlier, where do you put him against, like, what level of athlete is Iron Biby? Iron Biby is potentially a seed.
Yeah.
You know, in some competitions, but he's not competed for so long, so can you really put him in as a seed this year? I don't think you can, based on what people have done in the last sort of year or two in terms of full competition.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't believe you can go in as a seed to World's Strongest Man based off a log lift world record.
No, absolutely not.
So he could be in a group with potentially 2 other really, really good guys, maybe 3 really good guys. And that would be interesting to watch, because Iron Biby is someone I'd never write off.
No.
I know how talented this man is. I've seen some of the things he does in the gym. It's just quite mind-boggling. But he's not a guarantee either.
No, he's not.
So he could be really interesting. When they kind of let us know those groups, when all the athletes finally get out there and we know exactly who is in this year's World's Strongest Man, I'm going to be so interested to see which group he's put in. So, if Iron Biby does make the final, how do we think he can do on the fingers?
Who knows? He's got the overhead power, we know that, but we also know he's not experienced in it. We've never seen him do it before.
He's got the ability to manhandle objects. He's got huge leg strength, huge pressing power, huge body weight. He has what it takes to be pretty good at this.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you say, it's lack of experience. He's not really, from as far as we can tell, been able to train this type of event much, so very much an unknown. Deadlift in the final, I think mid to lower pack for Iron Biby. His deadlift's improved a lot, but as we keep saying, there's a lot of great deadlifters at World's Strongest Man.
And I think the shield carry would be very similar to the Conans. I don't think he's going to like that one bit.
I think the only time I can ever remember seeing him carry some kind of object like a shield was at WUS in 2019, and that was part of a medley. And I don't think he did that well overall in the medley.
No, it was an odd one though, because the yoke was very light. Do you remember?
It was
so
a bit
everyone
of a
ended up
strange one.
finishing.
Yeah, it was a very speedy event.
Yeah.
But this one, I just don't see him being the best at a shield carry.
No.
Dumbbell for Max. Now, really interesting one. We've seen him do 100 kilo dumbbell for reps. He got 7 reps, I believe, in the World Tour Finals a few years back.
Yeah.
Placing 3rd.
He was 3rd, behind only Mateusz and Alexei.
2 very good dumbbell pressers, as we know. He's not as technically good at those as those guys, and I think technique is a bit more important on this than necessarily it is on log. But when you are that damn strong, you could cause problems. Truck pull is an event I've seen him do before. I've competed against him before on a truck pull. He's technically not very good. He has all the tools to be good.
Yeah, of course.
Huge body weight, ridiculously strong legs, ridiculous grip strength and strong arms. If he has been training and learnt how to do a truck pull, he could accelerate to being one of the better guys. I've not seen any truck pull in terms of training, but that's not to say he hasn't done it.
No,
but
we just don't really know what he's up to.
The records that he has had some truck pull have not been so good in the past.
Yeah. And then finishing on the Atlas Stones, we've already talked about his Stones performances in the past. But one thing that is important to remember is that even though it does feel like he's been around for such a long time, he is only just turned 30. So he's a young guy who has the ability to continue to improve a lot, doesn't he?
I don't think it's even the age so much. I mean, there's younger athletes than him competing, but he's actually not had that much experience.
No, that's what I mean.
In full competitions. And he has tremendous potential. You know, you've seen me get excited talking about Iron Biby before because
we love Biby.
I do. I genuinely love Biby, but he's exciting as an athlete, just as a prospect. You think, what is that man capable of? Because right now he's tapping into 70 to 80% of his potential, and he's already a world record holder and been on a Giants Live podium.
Yeah.
What could he do if he can crack into that 90 or 95%? Never mind the 100%. Just get to 90, and I think that man is just built differently. Looking forward to seeing Iron Biby at World's Strongest Man. I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing Iron Biby at World's Strongest Man. Comment below, let us know your thoughts as always, and we'll catch you guys next time. Stay strong.